Welcome, everyone, to another edition of YOLO Portfolio. It's been a very long time since I've put a video out there. It's been, I don't know, close to a year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe something like that. I don't know. It's been a while. And a lot has changed since the last time I put a video up. I think the crypto bull run is finally upon us. I think it's right around the corner. I mean, what's been happening lately over the past, I'd say, 3 or so months. Look at the 3 months so far. I mean, that's pretty promising. And year to date, also pretty good. Past year, also pretty good. Overall, I'm still in the red, but just look at what's happened though. Look at what's happened. So it's been a pretty big roller coaster ride for me. I started off maybe I didn't start off with 20,000 or whatever it was. That's how much I invested total, but I didn't start out with that amount. And then I mean, I think I started off with like maybe 100, and then it went up to 1,000, then 2,000. So that's like what I had around this point, like when Dogecoin first started taking off and like the bull run really started kicking up. But I didn't really understand what I was doing, so I kept buying in at high prices, selling at low prices, and that's where most of my losses came from. I also got into penny stocks for a little bit, and oh, good thing I got out because it got even worse. So yeah, don't buy penny stocks. 100% do not recommend. So yeah, it's been a pretty big roller coaster for me. It actually is even worse. It was a lot worse than 3% at that point. I could tell you that. Like I was down maybe like 30-40% because I had like 2 grand invested. But if you keep putting more money into Robinhood, it just like it does it as if you had that money to begin with, like from the beginning, if that makes any sense. So yeah, no, it was actually a lot worse than 3% losses, 5% losses, 8% losses. We're talking like 30, 40, 50. I think at this point I was actually like 60% down, and the hope of ever getting my money back was it wasn't looking good. But you know, as it was getting lower, as everything was crashing and going down, I just kept buying and buying and buying and buying, thinking it's got to come back up at some point, not realizing the bull run was over and we were in a bear cycle. So I kept buying in at like these higher prices, and then it crashed down, and I'm like, oh my god, I lost even more money. But then I just kept buying more and more and more and more and more. It's dollar cost averaging. I mean, I could have done a thing where I kept like, buying over here, selling when it got up, and then waiting for it to come back down. But let's say I did that again, right? Let's say I did that. I bought in, like, let's say I sold over here, right? And I just kept holding my money and holding my money. And then I decided to buy back in right around here and then sell up here. Well, it's a lot more money up here than up here. So at some point you're gonna miss out. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. Um, and I don't know if it's ever gonna like go back down like it did with this. Like this was a pretty big difference in less than 3 months. I lost, like 3 grand, something like that, 3,400. I think at this point it's obviously the volatility is going to continue. Crypto is always going to be volatile even during the height of a bull cycle. But what's important to realize is that it's heading in the right direction. So let's just look at the overall market. Bitcoin 4,400, almost $4,400. Look at how far it's come over the past few months. It's up $17,000 over the past 3 months. 9/11, it was 25. Now it's 44. Like it's insane, absolutely insane. It's very good though. I don't have any BTC personally. I have Bitcoin Cash. I think Bitcoin Cash is going to do a lot better than regular BTC. And, people are going to think that I'm stupid for saying that or for thinking that. I also have a lot of ETC. I also have ETH, but I think I have more money in ETC if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I have $6,000 right now down barely anything. It's pretty much broken even at this point, which is great because I lost a lot of money on ETC early on. I bought, I could tell you already what happened. I was like, it was, let's see, I started getting into Ethereum Classic around May of 2021, or April of 2021. Whenever it was like, yeah, right around here when it was like $50. I remember $50 was the price, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to buy it. And then it went up to, well, it wasn't 127. It was close to like 180, 190. I remember I was so fucking hype because I put like $200 or $300 in to Ethereum Classic, and a week later I made $900 in one day. I'm like, oh my god, that is insane. So of course I kept buying more as it kept going up and up and up and up and up. But then of course it inevitably crashed back down, and it went really low, like $15, $13. I think 12 was the lowest it's been during this cycle. So it's been a rough ride, but I didn't really put that much more money into ETC lately. I've just been kind of hodling it, and it just kind of went back up on its own. So that's good. The thing with these altcoins, with Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic, and that's what happened with ETC when it shot up from like, within a few months time span, it went from like $20 to $200, and you pretty much 10x your returns just a few month investment, right? Thing is, when Ethereum Classic was going up right around the time that ETH was going up, but people saw that like Ethereum was like $4,000, $5,000, and a lot of people got intimidated by that. They're like, I don't know, I don't think I want to spend that much money on a coin, or it's like it's not gonna get back up, like it's not gonna go up even more than it already has. Like it went from like what, like $300 or something like that to 5,000 in the span of a year. So, but then people saw ETC, so it's like basically a cheaper version of Ethereum, and they just bought ETC based off of that alone. The thing is, most coins, when they go up, it has nothing to do with like actual utility case and the actual usefulness of the coin. It's just it being memed up and propped up and people getting hyped and putting money into it. That's how anything goes up, whether we're talking about crypto or stocks. So, I think Bitcoin Cash is going to be huge. Ethereum Classic is a sleeping giant. Litecoin is a sleeping giant, but I still have about 35% of my money in ETH, and that turned out to be a very, very, very good thing. Look at those returns. And I didn't even get into Ethereum that long ago. It was maybe like a year of investing. So, yeah, I think, of course, ETH is going to fucking crush that all-time high. It like went a little bit over 50 something, like 5,000, 5,200. I don't know the exact number because Robinhood is not exactly accurate when it comes to these all-time highs. But I can see this easily getting to 20K next bull cycle, like the height of the next bull cycle. I think it's gonna hit 20, no problem. So I probably should have gotten more in because I'm only gonna have like $50,000 return. Which, honestly, is good considering that I only put $4,000 in, so I should count my blessings there. Bitcoin Cash. This shit's interesting because it's... it made a lot of money. Okay, so it wasn't even 1,400. I think it was, like, a lot more than that. I think it was something close to 2,000, if I'm not or no, it was a lot more than that. It was a lot more than 1,400. I think in that one day... In that 1 week period, it went like close to... Actually, I'm going to look it up. Bitcoin Cash all-time high. What was the all-time high of Bitcoin Cash? Oh, it was 43... Yeah, I thought it was. 4,300... That is insane! That is insane! It used to be 44... I don't think it's going to go back to $4,400, but crazier things have happened. The fact that it's happened before means that it's possible, okay? So I'm really hyped up on BCH right now. I think, of course, especially when Bitcoin like goes to like fucking like $150,000 or whatever it's going to be at the next bull cycle, I think Bitcoin Cash, it's going to get a lot of more people into crypto, but Bitcoin is like the only thing they know about. But they see that Bitcoin's going to be like 100K, but they see that Bitcoin Cash is like, a few $100 or maybe even $1,000 at that point, and they're going to buy in, and it's going to be fucking amazing. Yeah, you're not going to get rich, okay? You ain't getting rich off of BTC unless you're like a fucking whale. Like, you already have money, and you're already financially well off, and you have like, I don't know, you can easily buy like 5 Bitcoin right now. I mean, you're already rich, though, if you could do that. But I'm saying, like, if you're going from someone who, like, who doesn't have shit to becoming rich, your best bet is not Bitcoin. Your best bet is Bitcoin Cash and ETC and Litecoin, coins that haven't realized their full potential yet, but they will be big. They absolutely will. So that's why, like, fucking, 65 to 70% of my entire portfolio is altcoins. because altcoins are really like is where you're gonna get your biggest gain potential. And it's just like I said, it's amazing how far I've gone just in 2 months. Just in 2 months, look what's happened. And I didn't really buy that much during this time period. I have a job where I make $30,000 a year after taxes, so I'm not a rich person myself. Okay, it's not like I just have all this money. I mean, I'm still spending money like I have a lot, but it's all going to crypto. I'm not buying anything fancy. I'm not going on a fancy vacation. I was actually thinking about taking a expensive trip to the other side of the fucking country in California. It would be like fucking $3,000, $4,000. But I'm like, why? I'll have all the time in the fucking world to go on any vacation I want when this shit fucking takes off. I just have to wait like another year and a half tops, and I'm gonna be fucking set. You know? You gotta be patient. That's the thing. Most people, when they see shit like this happening to their money, going down fucking 30, 40, 50, 60%, they're like, it's a wrap. It's never going back up. There's no fucking way. And that's what I thought for a while, but I just kept, something told me, hold on. Being down 16% for me, even though, yes, I still haven't turned a profit, that's fucking amazing, considering at one point, like, at the worst of it, and this chart isn't really in, oh yeah, so it was right around here, the end of December of 2022, but I think it was the same thing over here too. Yeah, no, in September of this year, actually, I remember exactly, I was down like $9,200, and that was like way more than 50% at that point of my portfolio. And I'm like, shit, maybe this crypto thing really is dead. Maybe it really isn't going to, but I already did it. It's not going to get much lower, and selling at this point, it's stupid. I'm already in so deep, so I'm just going to hold on. I think I actually bought a little bit more at that time, and then I see it go up to here, and I'm like, a little bit of optimism, but I'm still like, it's not even close to where it really needs to be. And then, of course, it crashes again, back to, the low. Like, this is my all-time low right here. So the fact that this is like the least amount of money I ever had in my portfolio, the biggest losses I've ever had, just in a couple of short months, and nothing really crazy is happening in the economy. It's not like the Federal Reserve has announced, yeah, we're no longer raising interest rates. Yeah, inflation has cooled down, but inflation is still out of control and it's still happening. Actually, inflation should be a good thing for crypto, not a bad thing, because crypto by nature is deflationary, except for Dogecoin and some other coins like Shiba Inu. But yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic right now. I actually just opened up a Coinbase account just a few short weeks ago. I put in, like whatever it was, like 450 something bucks into all these different coins, and I have like, I don't know, I think I have like 40% in Cardano. I have another like 40% in Shiba Inu, which is kind of funny because it's like a meme. And then the rest of it is split between Solana and Polygon. And I'm just like, expand my horizons a little bit. I think these coins also have a lot of huge potential. Cardano at its height was like, what was it, close to like $3, right? Same thing with Polygon, $3. I think the next bull run, Cardano could easily be a $10 coin. Polygon can easily be a $10 coin, if not more. Wouldn't that be crazy if one of these coins was 100? Imagine if Solana hit 1,000. Imagine if Shiba Inu hit a cent. The possibilities are endless here. So yeah, definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket. Oh, put all your money in a crypto. Don't get me wrong, fucking do it. But don't have it all in one crypto, because, I think Ethereum's a safe thing to have all your money in. Bitcoin is a safe thing to have all your money in. But if you want like serious gains, and you don't want to, fear missing out on one specific coin, just invest in a shit ton of them, and one of them is going to take off. At least one of them has to, right? So yeah, a lot of room for excitement. Oh, I love this. Ethereum proof of work. I was covering this when the fork first started between with Ethereum and Ethereum proof of work, and all these people were hyping this shit up, saying it's gonna kill Ethereum Classic and it's gonna be the biggest fucking coin on the market, and it's going to be huge. Well, look at what's happened here. It started off at like $60, and now it's at 3. Could it go back up here at some point? I mean, it's possible. It could. But I don't think so. 95% loss since it came out a year ago. And Ethereum Classic, what has Ethereum Classic been doing over the past year? It's been, not great, but not terrible, It's been doing something, at least. Obviously, ETH over the past year has been doing better. A lot better. But, it's in the long term, I still am very confident about ETC. I think this is going to be a $1,000 coin. Minimum. I think it could even be more than that. Especially, like, if Ethereum Classic hits, like, $10,000, $20,000, I could see Ethereum Classic be, at the very least, 10% of what Ethereum is worth. So, if Ethereum is 20,000, I think Ethereum Classic will be 2. Bitcoin Cash, if Bitcoin hits 150,000, do you guys honestly think that Bitcoin Cash isn't going to make a run here? Even Bitcoin SV, which is a shitty-ass coin, has been making a fucking run lately. At least over the past few months. I don't know if that'll be sustained. Bitcoin SV fucking sucks. But, yeah, I mean, Dogecoin will easily be like $1.50, I see. Yeah. I think, now's the time to start really getting excited.